the energy shifted. And in that energy shift, you're seeing women shifting. When women shift, the planet shifts.
Yeah.
The dimension shifts. Everything shifts. And so everyone from the women, right, to the water, the feminine energy is tired of living in the upside down. And so we've been told that God was a man. We were told that men were the leaders, that we were subservient, that we were this, that we were that, and it's all lies. And now I'm like, can I just get some nice, beginning fall weather before it gets too cold?
Because the summer is too much now.
It's too much.
Did you see those clips where it was burning cars in Arizona, like the bumpers were melting?
Well, you know what? If you live in the pits of the desert, then
that's what's gonna happen.
That's what's gonna happen. My mother
right.
used to live in Buford. No, what do you call that place? Bullhead City, Arizona.
That sounds hot as hell.
Literally, it's the devil's ass crack. Why does anybody live here?
Is Nigeria like that?
So Nigeria is hot, but it's very humid too. I prefer humid weather because it keeps your skin moisturized.
It does keep your skin moisturized. It does. The thing I did not like about Dallas when I lived in Dallas is there was no humidity. It was just straight heat. And I couldn't stand it. And the people just walk around like nothing's going on. Like it's 102.
We're in
I
the
know
oven.
You feel this. I know you feel it.
Yes.
Voodoo Bae.
Yes.
You've been on TikTok for how long now?
About a year and a half, almost, not quite 2.
You moved up pretty quickly. You have a serious fan base.
Yes.
When I mention stuff, they're like, Voodoo Bae said, Voodoo Bae said, Voodoo Bae said.
I love my Voodoo Bae dolls.
You should. Oh,
shout out to the Voodoo Bae dolls.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, just go ahead and for anyone who's not familiar with your page, go ahead and give them a sum up of what your page is.
So the page kind of took on a life of its own, right? Because originally I was on Facebook long before I was on TikTok, but I didn't have my brand. I wasn't Voodoo Bae yet. Right?
Oh.
I've lived many lives. So
that's the thing that people don't know. Most people who are successful at this, you don't understand. Most of us have many lives trying this to see what works.
Oh yeah, we've been doing this.
Yeah.
So I had been on, Facebook for many years. I always built my platform on the dismantling of patriarchal ideologies, the empowerment of women, and the restoration of the matriarchy. That was what my platform has always been built on.
And it's so funny because that is like the theme of life right now for women.
Yes.
And you just happen to be the perfect timing for it. No, you were ready for it.
I was ready for it because I've been doing
You ready
this.
for it. I know that I had posted a video of me getting scratched up in my house. And I lost count of how many people said, Voodoo Bae can help you, Voodoo Bae can help you. So I bought this kit. I haven't used it yet because I haven't gone to the crib yet. But what exactly do you do to help people? You bought me this kit and you told me to get the spirits out of my house, but what else do you do?
A lot of things.
Tell me.
Where do we begin? Okay, so I am an initiated Olorisha, or a priest, in the traditional Ishe-Shi African spirituality tradition. Okay. So I am initiated. I've been in this practice since the 90s. I got my first divination in the 90s. I got fully initiated in 2010. So that's been a long journey.
You've been doing it a long time.
Yes.
I just found out that this morning that there were different types of, can I say voodoo or is that offensive enough?
So, okay.
Tell me.
So there is a difference. There's different lineage. There's different practices, right?
Okay.
So you have West African voodoo. You have voodoo or Haitian voodoo. You have Creole or Louisiana voodoo. There's many different.
I saw that this morning.
So I practice Orisha or Ifa, right?
Okay.
I am initiated into West African voodoo, which is from Benin, but I don't practice as a working priest for people. In the voodoo tradition, I practice for people publicly as an Olorisha.
What's the difference?
It's just a completely different practice. So for instance, in Ifa or Orisha, we have the Orisha.
Okay.
In voodoo, you have the Lawa.
Okay.
Now, you know, the spirits, like they have a lot of similarities, right? So characteristics, they might be a water spirit or one that represents fire or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of similarities, but they are very different practices.
Is it kind of similar to Hindi? Is it Hindi that has the same? They have the fire spirit, and they have the water spirit and things of that nature. Is it kind of similar?
I mean, I think whenever you get in like spirituality, or at least not Western or Abrahamic religions, right?
I like that word, Abrahamic.
You know, when you leave the Abrahamic religions, you will find a lot of similarities in the deities and the spirits and the Orishas and the Loa, because those traditions are directly connected to nature. So you're going to find water spirits, you're going to find spirits of the wind, you're going to find spirits of the earth, you're going to find spirits of the sweet water, the rivers, the oceans, the this, the that.
Because they're all, most other cultures are connected to the earth. They live their life like I need the earth just like the earth needs me.
Correct.
So a little while ago, I posted something about the ocean going crazy and the animals are working its way up to kill us all. and right around that same time, you had made a post saying that the ocean spirits are alive, right? They're going crazy. And you said to say a prayer before you get into the water. When you say the spirits are alive, what do you feel? What do you see?
So what I was talking about in those videos was that the water spirits are really active right now.
Those are your words, Charles.
Right.
Yes.
And so water is essentially everything. Water is life. Water is programmable. Water sustains life, gives life, but it can also take it away.
How do you think that women and the earth are waking up? Is it in the same of I'm tired of being abused? I'm tired of being taken advantage of?
Yeah, that's part of it. I mean, we live in the upside down.
I've heard several people say that we live in the upside down.
We live in the upside down. We have been told and taught for so many years the exact opposite of the truth. And so finally, like I said, I've been saying these things for 10, 15 plus years. Now all of a sudden people are listening. The energy shifted. And in that energy shift, you're seeing women shifting. When women shifts, the planet shifts.
Yeah.
The dimension shifts. Everything shifts. And so everyone from the women, right, to the water, the feminine energy is tired of living in the upside down. And so we've been told that God was a man. We were told that men were the leaders, that we were subservient, that we were this, that we were that, and it's all lies.
It's so funny that you said that, because I think it's really waking up where even guys are getting it. Women actually run the house.
Yes.
Women actually run this. If it weren't for women, all of y'all would just probably go around killing and humping each other and not thriving whatsoever.
And that's been proven.
Yes.
Yeah, look at the village of Umoja.
Tell me about that one.
So the village of Umoja is a village in Kenya that was started by 15 women, one specifically, because they were tired of being abused by their husbands, their men, the tribes, you know, that patriarchal ideology. So they said, oh, don't worry about nothing. And I'm going to take you back to the story of Oshun in a minute.
Okay.
Because essentially Oshun was the first feminist, the first womanist on record. We'll come back to that. So Umoja, they decided that they were going to build their own village and separate from the men. No men allowed.
Right.
They built their huts. They built their houses, they built, you know, they planted food, they did all the things, they secured their environment, and they were being attacked by the men, of course. They also secured a revenue stream by selling like their beautiful jewelry in order to be able to support and sustain themselves. and they thrived. And they've been thriving for over 30 years now.
Ever since. Oh, this is a recent thing.
Yes. What do you think happened to the men that they left?
They just ate each other up.
They fell into squalor.
I know they did.
And 25 years later, when the journalists went back to interview all of the women in Umoja, they asked them, like, would you ever get married again? And they were, hell no. The men, they interviewed them, all of them were bitter berries, talking about how they wanted their wives back, how dare they, da-da-da-da-da. Some of the men came to their senses, and there were smaller villages that were built outside of Umoja where men were allowed, but they understood that they fell under the matriarchy.
You do. If you're going to hang with us, you got to act right.
Exactly.
They
and
said,
they
let
thrived,
me get my stuff together.
And they thrived.
Unlike American men that are collapsing right now.
Listen, it's going down bad and fast.
Is it happening in Nigeria too?
Yes, but slower. Africa is still under extreme patriarchy because of poverty, because of religion, because of so many things. But you know, we are years ahead of a lot of places in that movement. But the women are waking up. That's why I hate when I hear American men use Africa as some sort of like representative for this patriarchy and even polygamy. I'm like, have you ever sat with these women? Do you know what they say in private?
What do they say?
At the end of the day, first of all, addressing polygamy, no woman wants to share her husband, so this idea that they're just over there like sharing husbands and being so happy is a fallacy. Even in the Odu, in the traditions. So Odu, imagine an Odu is like a book of the Bible, okay? And inside of that book, we have what we call the pataki. So those are the stories, like the verses, right?
Okay.
So even inside of the Odus, when it talks about the Orishas, because they talk about them in real life human scenarios, like relationships, marriages. And when it talks about the women fighting each other, poisoning each other, this one's cheating, this one's doing, so this idea that polygamy is some wonderful thing that the women are
that
over
keeps
there,
peace and everybody loves it,
and that it's some like something that's going to solve, you know, infidelity and all that. It's ridiculous. And that women are over there just like, yes, frolicking. This is ridiculous. No, these women do not want to do this. Most of it is done out of necessity because these women are still in the state of, I mean, remember back in the day, we had to be married to just live. Like if you go far enough, your survival based on having a man.
Because he was the only one allowed to get a job, get a bank account,
on land,
go out, whatever,
all of that, right? And so in many ways, culturally and tangibly, a lot of them are still living in that reality. Yes.
It's funny that you say that because I find that Nigerian women are very educated.
Very. And let me just say this too, you know, for the record, Africa is not a monolith. So everywhere is not the same. Right? But that needs to be stated, right?
Right.
My experience is very much in West Africa with my people, my ancestors, right?
Oh, your family's from Nigeria.
Correct. So, again, Africa's not a monolith.
Right.
But Nigerian women are fierce, they're powerful, they're educated. But the culture still says, who are you without a husband?
Is it religious based or just
both?
Nigeria?
Both. It's cultural and it's religious. But if you go back far enough, that's not where we come from. We don't come from patriarchy. That's not our base. That's not who we were, and that's why it doesn't work.
It does not work.
It doesn't work for anybody.
I've never understood my whole existence on this earth was just to get a man. That is the weirdest thing to me. Like somebody tried to convince me, well, you got to get married. No, I don't. Like I don't. Who told you that was my whole purpose? Where you have to have kids? I don't.
Right.
No, I don't. Like, who told you that crap?
Right.
I saw something this morning that said a misunderstanding is that you don't believe in God. When you worship those things or you study those things, you don't believe in a God. Is that true or not true?
That's very untrue. That's very untrue.
Do you believe in the God that's in the Bible?
No.
What God do you believe in? Or a God or multiple?
So let me start by saying God is a woman. God is a black woman. So what I know, and because belief to me is like a beginning, right? So where I've grown from belief to a knowing is knowing the divine feminine, knowing the goddess, knowing creation, right? And so when we say, like, when we separate, we say the God of the Bible, the God of this. No, I don't believe in this masculine God that is sitting up somewhere, you know, pushing buttons and taking
Act
names.
like you didn't see. Yeah.
All of that. No. What I do believe in and what I do know is that divine feminine energy that creates all of the things that gives birth. When I see you, that's what I see. When I see me, that's what I see. When I see a baby being born, that's what I see. The goddess at work, when I see grass growing, when I see, right? All of those things.
Because you have such a connection with femininity and the earth and your spirituality, what do you see going on with the younger girls? Do you see something? I see younger girls getting rah-rah, and they're picking up a lot of the negative traits that a lot of the guys do. And I see that they're not enjoying their femininity like they should.
What do you think femininity is?
This moment, just being still.
That's one expression.
Yeah, being still, being cared for, being enjoying earth and the peaceful moments, and just having a softness to you.
That's one expression.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what else femininity is?
What?
The woman king, the warrior. Think about the ocean. What is the ocean? You can go and it can be still and beautiful, and then it can be raging.
Yes.
That is femininity.
It's all the above.
It's all the things. See, people think that the divine masculine is the equal opposite of the divine feminine.
Right.
Not true. We don't have an equal opposite. Everything is either a mutation of us or a creation of us. Not our equal opposite. And I know that's so hard for us to understand in this, because we live in this like duality,
right.
Like this. The divine feminine gave birth to everything, and or everything mutated from us. So here's how you see that in action. So you know the Y is a mutated gene, a mutated chromosome of the X. The Y
X.
is a mutation in our creation, which is the masculine. See? We gave birth and created everything, including the masculine, and it is not our equal opposite. It is our aggressive expression. So when you see a woman who is fierce, who is a warrior, that's when I feel my most feminine. When I am in my power, when I am in my strength, that is when I feel feminine. And when we begin to redefine what we know femininity to be, we can stop living in this box that says you can only be this to be a woman. You can only be like this. And it leaves space for all the women. The free pharaoh ones, the soft feminine, soft life girlies, the sacred whore, the virgin. Everybody has a space inside a divine feminine. That's why learning what your divine feminine archetype is so important.
Yeah. I read, what was it, the love sign languages or something? They have the siren, and then they have the muse. And then it's so weird because you read these different personalities and they sound fun until you realize you can't jump out of them. If you're with someone and they're basing their relationship on that personality trait that you have, you got to stay there. If not, you lose all magic about you.
How unfortunate to live in a box.
Isn't it? I can't do it. I can't do it. Not my thing whatsoever. Your trip to Africa.
Yes.
So you said you go twice or 2-3 times a year.
Yes.
Okay.
2 times usually.
So you have, your family is from Nigeria, you own a home in Nigeria, but you go back with a group of people, correct?
I do.
And when you go back, what do you do?
So I take women to go and do their initiations into Isheshi, into Orisha practice.
To what you're doing?
Yes.
Why would a woman want to do that?
Because it's her destiny. Because it's her destiny.
Can you pick that energy up from somebody? Or they have to know it and bring it to you? Or do you like pick them out in the crowd? How does that work?
I don't pick
Anything.
No. So long before you become aware of the Orishas are aware of you and have been working in your life. And a series of meaningful coincidences bring you to the place you're supposed to be. Right?
I'm a big signs person.
Yeah. So there's so many things that happen that, however it works for each person is different. But they come and find you. And I always say the Orishas will whisper, they talk, they shout, then they just slap you upside the head till they get your attention.
Get it right, get it together.
Get it right, get it tight.
You're not supposed to be over here, you're supposed to be over there.
And if it's your destiny, it's your destiny, and it will find you. So I'm not picking anybody. They have to seek me out.
So they come to you and they said, hey, I want to go through this process. When is your next trip?
Well, not quite that easy.
Okay. I am an oversimplifier.
Yeah. So the first thing that we do, I do a consultation with them to see if we even gel together. Like, is there an energy together? Find out where they are. How can I help? What's your...
Is it kind of like a sponsorship? That's why, are you connected with them forever or no?
Yes. Essentially, yes. When I initiate somebody, I'm giving them a part of my ashe, a part of my power. My Orisha is birthing their Orisha. That's my lineage. So in essence, yes, I'm connected to them.
Has there ever been anybody like, nah, that's okay. I don't want to.
Definitely.
What was the energy that you got?
Arrogance, mostly. Because when you practice these traditions, the number one thing you have to remember is that a wise man knows he knows nothing at all.
At all.
You're forever a student.
Forever. Forever. My platform blew up when I realized that. Like, I don't have to know it all.
Correct.
Everybody, let other people tell me things I don't know. And then after that, my crew started coming through.
Yeah.
That was it. I don't have to pretend like I know it all for what.
Exactly. And that's the number one thing. We have what we call Iwapwele, good character, cool head. Because this tradition, while people think it's all about throwing things at people or doing this or doing that, what this tradition is really about is destiny. And so like the word shadow work, that's a new word for a very old thing. When we come to the mat, when we come to the Orisha, we are coming to see ourselves. We are coming to meet our destiny. We are coming to work out those kinks, like whatever we came here to learn, those lessons. That's what we sit on the mat to do and to understand and to build with our Ori. So we have what we call Ori. So that voice that talks to you in the head?
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, don't
Mine
do that,
is
girl.
often doing stuff.
That's what we call Ori, and we regard it as the most important Orisha. Because nothing can give you anything that the Ori does not accept. You have to get to know self first.
True.
Before you can know anything else.
True. Very true. And once you know yourself, then life just becomes easier.
Yes.
Once I really kind of sat down and understood who I am, what I do or do not like, and what I will and will not tolerate, it's like, this life stuff isn't that bad.
Right.
It isn't that bad. So let's say someone gets approved, right? And then you guys go they stay at your home, I'm assuming?
Yes.
And you guys do some type of ritual?
Oh, a lot.
A lot. How
Yes.
long is the process?
So initiations are between 3 and 7 days long. Yeah, it's a process. And you go through a lot of things, and you're not the same person on the other side of it. You are given things, you are shown things, you are taken through processes that only people that have been in that room, only people that have been through that know. And you transform. And that's why I get so angry. I don't know, irritated, whatever it is, when I see these people on TikTok talking about, you don't have to go through initiation, and you don't, and yeah, there are spiritual practices that you don't have to.
Right.
But when you're talking about Orisha, when you're talking about one of the oldest spiritual practices on the planet, when you are talking about a practice that we have been able to keep intact for thousands and thousands of years, you don't get to skip steps. You earn your seat at this table. And how do you earn that? You earn that through initiation processes and years of dedicated learning.
It's a respect thing.
Absolutely.
It's definitely with anything that major in that traditional. You got to respect it.
Absolutely. Our ancestors didn't, and we're not able to keep this tradition intact for all of these years because they just said, hey, it's a free-for-all. Anybody can come in.
True.
That's not how that works.
Are you scared that they're going to change it forever?
I had, when I first got on TikTok, and this was my naivete, I was just like, I was so happy that Orisha was now becoming more visible. And, the taboo was lifting.
Right.
More people and more black women were coming back to their destiny and leaving, these Abrahamic religions and finding their power. And I was so happy. And then some things happened and it hit me like, this visibility is cheapening the traditions. And the outsiders are starting to talk out of turn. People are getting on social media who could never be in the room. So in the sacred rooms where we actually do this thing, these people could not speak.
But yet they're online.
Giving
people advice like they know what's going on.
Yes, that's scary. And during my trip this time, one of my goddaughters, so she was kneeling in front of the Orishas and her knees were getting tired and she wanted to sit down. And I was like, go ahead and sit. And my partner looked at me and said, hey, if you let them sit, they'll let their godchildren stand. And I was like, noted. Because when you start chipping away at small things, before you know it, it's gone.
It's gone. The tradition of it is gone.
Yeah.
You said black women are going back to this. Why do you think that is? More black women are coming to?
Well, if you look at spirituality in anywhere, anyhow, women are always, bigger in numbers. Whether it's the church, the black church, or anything else, women have always been the majority of the people. Not the leaders, because of course the men sit in the pulpit, but the congregation was full of far more women.
True.
Right?
True,
That's in anything. Because we are in this age, this divine feminine, because everything is waking up, because black women are the leaders of that. They are on the front lines of getting therapy, healing. They are on the front lines of returning to African spirituality. They are on the front lines of speaking up and out about women, the abuse of women, femicide, all these things. We are the leaders of that.
And damn near everything.
Everything.
And everything. Black women are leaders. Sometimes I wish black women didn't have to be leaders.
Really?
Sometimes I wish black women can just not take the first round of hits.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wish black women could just let somebody else take that hit. We can come in on the backside and enjoy it. Let them do the work.
I understand that. I think for me, I like being on the front. It's my spirit, it's my destiny, because my Oshun. So remember I told you about the story about Oshun being the first feminist. It's a good time to talk about that. So my Oshun, my path of Oshun is Yeye Iponda. That's the warrior Oshun. She stands on the front line. She laughs at the demise of her enemies. She is a warrior, okay? So in my favorite Odu, Oshitura, it's the story of creation. And it talks about, I'm going to kind of condense the story, but it talks about how Olodumare, or God, sent 17 Orishas down to the earth to build the earth. right? And one of them was a woman. 16 males, one of them women. And that woman was Oshun, and she was the youngest amongst them. Now, mind you, this is the creation story, so you know the story that you heard about Adam and Eve and all of these things, right? And so they go about trying to start building the earth, and they're throwing out ideas, and Oshun is like, well, I think we should do this. I think we should do that. I think, this. And all of the men are like, woman, shut up. Like, we don't care about your opinions, as they do, right? And Oshun's like, no, but I really think this is a good... And they shun her. And so, not shun her, but they don't listen to her. They just dismiss her. And so she says, I say less. I'm out. She don't fight. She just dismisses herself. She takes away her energy. So the men go about trying to build the earth, and everything they do fails.
Collapses.
They can't do anything. So they go back to Olodumare and they say, you sent us down here to build the earth, and everything we're doing is failing. And Olodumare says, where is Oshun? The only woman amongst you, where is she? They're like, we don't know, we don't care. Like, what's she got to do anything?
Right.
And Olodumare says, you better go and find her and beg her forgiveness now.
Because that's who you're supposed to be listening to.
Exactly. Imagine if we grew up with that story instead of Adam and Eve, and
True.
Eve was the this. And what if we were told that all of this, we birthed all of it, none of it could happen without us? Where would women be at in themselves at this point? And so essentially Oshun was the first woman to fight for the liberation and respect of women. Black American men will tell you that, oh, it's the white woman's movement, feminists, you black women are following white women, and it's nonsense. No,
I could tell you that one.
we gave birth to all of this.
We even raised their kids.
Hello?
Just stop doing that.
Right. They say a lot of that because they can't stop, following daddy white supremacy, but that's another topic.
Go to Africa and they go through the process of it, and then at that point can they start teaching, or it is just one of those you have hit a new plateau, chill in it?
Oh no, now the real work begins. So prior to going, you definitely go through some teaching and some learning, but there's a lot you can't know until you're initiated. There's the language of the priest that we don't teach until you've been through Ibodu, until you've been through the processing.
So these folks who are going online, they don't even know the whole book. Like, y'all don't even got the whole pages yet.
Let me make a distinction. You have the Lukumi tradition, which is what is most practiced in the diaspora. This is what the traditions, how they preserved the tradition of Isheshi down through the diaspora. This is what's, practiced in Cuba and, all of these places, right?
Okay.
I'm a traditionalist, so I practice traditional Isheshi, the original practice of this, right? So we do things very differently while we're all still serving the Orishas, and we're doing our processes are very different.
No different from like Christianity and Baptist versus...
I guess you could say it's, we have different ways of doing initiations, different ways of approaching Orisha. I have a lot of respect for the Lukumi and what they were able to do through the diaspora, through enslavement, what they were able to preserve. Like,
when you really think about it, the fact that this stuff was held on to through slavery, like, it's like, let that sink in. That's crazy.
That's why I hate when people say, we are not our ancestors. You are absolutely correct. We are not, and we should try to be, because what they were able to do.
It's true. It is kind of an insulting statement.
Very.
On one hand, you need to know I'm not my ancestors, but on the other hand, what is wrong with being the ancestors?
Nothing.
Because they did get us to this point. Because if it weren't for their tenacity and the fact that they could humble themselves to take a hit, we wouldn't be able to stand strong now.
Sometimes you gotta play the fool to think he's fooling you. And so, what our ancestors were able to do, however they were able to do it, I'm not sure that very many of us could stand in that.
Oh no. It's. I always thought that I would not be able to tolerate that. My situation would probably be different, but I remember watching 12 Years a Slave, and I remember how systematic it was to break somebody down. And I knew then at that moment that I couldn't be my ancestors.
Right.
I couldn't, because I would have been. I don't know.
Look at how we're struggling now.
Exactly.
I mean,
back
we're
then.
still systemically broken down, but not to that degree. And look at how we're struggling now.
And we have outlets. There were none back then.
We have millions and tons and all kinds of outlets and choices.
If someone were thinking about doing this, what is the advice that you would give them to prepare themselves or to make a decision whether or not it's for them or not?
A couple of things. If you're a woman, find a place where women are in leadership, not in servitude of a man. Get into safe spaces, because where men are in power, women are in danger.
It's true.
And I don't care what tradition it is. That in this tradition, Abrahamic religions, any whatever, it doesn't matter. Find a place where women are in leadership. That's the first thing. Not in servitude, in leadership. Follow your ori. If it don't feel right, it probably ain't right.
Don't force it.
Ask questions. Watch that person's character outside of spiritual spaces. See how they respond to adversity. How do they act when they're mad? How do they watch them? If they're on social media, you have plenty of opportunity to be able to see them in different scenarios.
Right.
And let that sit in your spirit. Do they have Iwa Pwele? Do they have good character? Do they have Iwa Riri? Cool head?
Can you sense somebody's bad energy?
Yes.
Isn't it a curse too, to be able to sense it?
I don't think so.
No?
But that's because I have control over it. I have grounded my spiritual gifts to where they don't control me. A lot of people, like people who describe themselves as empaths.
Yeah.
Empaths is, in that word, is like saying I'm a baby. I'm a baby in the spiritual world.
Right.
Because to grow from being an empath means you then become in control of your gifts. You're not just at the mercy of them. And you have a place to channel them and a place to understand them and all of that. So
I would think it would be too much. Because there are times I'll pick up the energy of spaces and I'm like, ah,
oh,
you just
sure.
took the fun out of the room from me. Like, I don't want to be here no more, damn it.
That's real.
Like, I don't want to be here no more.
And that's when I just go watch Ratchet TV and just forget about everything.
That's it.
The other thing is you have to get divination. Divination is the binary system that we use. It's the oldest binary system on the planet. It's the one that all computer programs are fashioned after. That's our binary system.
Hold on, you lost me a whole bunch just now. Go ahead.
Okay, so when we do divination.
Divination, what is the divination first?
It's a reading.
It's a reading.
We do a reading for you.
Okay.
We use we as Olorisha, so there's a difference between the tools that the Babalawos use, which are the male priests, or the Iyanifas, those are the Ifa priests.
Okay.
And the priest of the Olorisha, or the priest of the Orisha.
Okay.
Right? We use what is called Iridin Logun. It's the Kari shells, which is the older of the divination systems. It predates the Opwele and the Ikin.
Oh, wow.
And it is a 16 Kari shell divination system. And it is the oldest binary system that we have. And again, it's the binary system that all computer programming is based on. A series of opens and closes. Like this. See?
Okay.
And this would be like a 0. And a open
it's the
and
same
close.
kind of like the thing that you see in the Matrix?
Yes.
Wow.
That is our binary system. So when you get a divination, we pull down what is called an Odu, or Odu Ifa. So imagine again, an Odu is like a book of the Bible, and inside we have the patakis, the stories. An Odu is like an energetic blueprint, a life destiny.
Okay.
And when we do a divination, we pull down an Odu, and that's how we know what's going on with you, past, present, and future.
Okay, so does it kind of label how your path is going to be?
It can label a lot of things: how it's been, how it's going to be, what you need to do to improve it, where you need to work, what you need to avoid, what you need to be aware of.
Give me an example of one. And what, like, we did this, we pulled this, and now you got to do this.
It can talk about, okay, I'm going to tell you, this is a very vulnerable and personal story, but I'm going to tell you this. So back in 2010, when I got initiated first time, 2010, right after that, I got pregnant by accident. Literally, like the condom broke. It was a complete accident. And I took a Plan B and still was pregnant. And this is how I should have known. I got divination. Me and my guy at the time, we had been together for 4 or 5 years, never even had an argument. Life was good, money was good. We were getting ready to fund my independent film. I was so focused on my career. I wasn't thinking about having another baby. I was hyper focused on being successful,
right.
being this actress, doing all of it, right? I got the divination. The divination said, do not have this abortion or you and him will be at war. I laughed. I thought it was funny. I was like...
How would you know this?
Not only that, that's impossible. Me and him are thicker than thieves. We've been together all these years. We never even argue. Like, we're good. Money is good. Life is good. My daughter is good. Everything is great. I had the abortion. Within 6 months, my entire life fell apart. We were feuding. Money dried up. Like, my whole life. Because we have a saying that says the Orisha's words did not fall on the ground.
You dropped it. They tried to tell you something.
Tried to tell me and I didn't listen. It's better not to know than to find out and then don't listen.
And act like you didn't hear it.
10 years later, not 10 years, almost 8 years later, I was doing an initiation and that same abortion came up and I had to do ceremony to deal with that situation because I didn't listen. And it changed the course of destiny. We have a saying that says a man or a woman could have bad destiny and good ori and change their fate. Or they could have good destiny and bad ori and never see the goodness of their fate.
So it's all what's in your head.
It's all about the choices. Destiny is a sum of a series of choices. So that one decision changed the course of everything. So like that. And it's that deep.
That is very deep.
It's that deep. I tell people when they come to me to get divination, this ain't tarot, baby.
It's serious.
This is serious.
You better listen to what I tell you.
You better listen.
That sucks. That really does suck.
Does it suck?
It does.
Just listen.
That sucks. They told you. Do you regret?
Yes, sometimes for sure. I just recently spoke to him and we had a very deep conversation. And about those series of choices. And I definitely could have seen how my life would have been very different.
If you had stayed with him.
If I had just made that, his life would have been, he ended up going to prison.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, when I tell you everybody's life fell apart, everybody's life fell apart because I was a special child that was supposed to make it here. And it's not some moral issue, like, I've had other abortions.
Yeah.
Not that. No, this particular one, and I knew better. And I was told not to do it. Yes.
Because that wasn't just random talk, dude. That was very specific.
And that was right after my first initiation.
So the energy was strong.
Absolutely.
I'm picking up that you're very pro-woman. What is advice that you would give to a woman in her 20s?
Oh, baby.
What I would tell her is have fun. Don't get pregnant.
Do not.
And just know whatever you do now, you're going to have to answer for it one day.
Yes.
So if you have no problem telling everybody all the nasty that you did, then do it. If you ever get embarrassed by anything, don't do it.
think I would tell her, do the things that feel right from your place, from your healed place, not from your trauma place. So heal the things. And if you are a sexual woman that is liberated in her sexuality from her healed place, not from your trauma, then do that.
I like that one, from
Right?
the healed place.
And I would say, get to know thyself. Know who you are, know what you come from, know the goddesses that you come from, and don't let people define you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good one. To a woman in her 30s. I would say keep the weight off.
Keep the weight off.
It is easier to keep it off than to take it off when you put it on. And your weight is really going to determine how you live your life. Because there are a lot of things that your weight will get in the way of. Planes, rides, clothes, being uncomfortable in certain rooms. And it's not just a physical, it's not just, people are thinner than you, but how you fit in chairs, how you're walking a different place. Just stay on top of your health. I guess that's my thing.
Yeah.
Stay on top of your health because it changes.
I support that. I support the health. Because to be a whole, healthy person, you have to feel comfortable in your body.
You have to feel comfortable. And it changes. What you can do in your 20s is different from what you can do in your 30s, different from what you can do in the 40s. If you're not paying attention, it'll sneak up on you.
30s, what would I say? Don't waste your years loving a man that don't love you.
That's it.
You can't fix them. You can't heal them. You can't
love him enough for both of you.
You cannot.
Once it has been determined that he does not want you like that, move on.
And want you like that does not mean leaving you, because he will keep you around
That's
to
true.
benefit from all the things.
That is true.
So I would say this: love things that love you, and you could actually train your emotions to turn off for things that don't love you.
That's it. That is it. Once you learn that skill, baby, life is easy.
Absolutely.
You mentioned acting.
I've been an actress for 25 years.
Really? Yeah. Did not know that.
I know. I've lived a lot of lives.
I love it. Are you continuing it?
I am. So for the past couple of years, I haven't been able to really pursue acting because of the COVID mandates. So the vax mandates kind of stopped that for me. But they have recently been lifted. As soon as they got lifted, the strike started. So I'm currently working on some independent projects. I'm very excited about.
Nice.
And as soon as the strike is over and all of that, I will get back to auditioning and all of that. So, future.
What's your stage name? No, we're not going to share it? Okay.
And it's not even, what's so funny? This is what I hate about TikTok.
What?
Any other time before TikTok, I'd have been like, this is my real name, this is my stage name, this is my mama name, this is up. TikTok makes you feel so like you have to protect things.
It does.
I had stalkers come after my mother to try to get to me. That's why I wiped my mother from the internet. Because my mother's a 5-time cancer survivor. And these incels were trying to go through my mother and putting her picture in their incel group to get to me. Yes. So now I'm so hesitant about the things that I share.
I get it. But
I've been acting for a long time. So future, I want to write my books. I want to do my retreats and my speaking again. I just want to work with women. I want to see us healed, whole, and back in our rightful positions. I want the young girls to listen to the aunties. I want the aunties to show the nanas that we can actually do this.
The nanas.
Because those women, the baby boomer, that generation, you know, those were the women that were under the most patriarchy.
They were.
And they're the hardest to reach.
They are. They are so set in their ways that it's like, you do know that there's a different way, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know that nobody can get you, right? You know that the world is different, right? And in some cases, I don't think that they don't. They know. They don't.
So that, I just want to, you know, I want to travel. I love to travel. And I just want, you know what I want? So, you know, Marie Laveau, do you know who she is?
I've heard the name before, I can't think of it.
She's one of the most prolific and well-known voodoo priestesses from New Orleans.
They did episode about her.
Well, she was one of the characters in American Horror Story.
Yeah,
was based off of her.
Yep.
So my goal is 100 years from now, I still want people to be talking about the things that I have done, the way they still talk about Marie Laveau.
Me too.
That's my goal.
That's my goal too.
Yeah. And you know, that's how we keep ancestors alive, by saying their name. As long as we're saying their name, they're still living.
That is so funny. I thought I was the only one like that. Like,
No.
my goal is, like, when I'm long gone, people find my TikToks and they will dissect them.
Yes.
Like they do Shakespeare.
Yes. Chills.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I want. Long way past my time.
And it shall be.
Did you tell me everything about your trip?
I don't think we talked much about it.
We didn't talk much about it.
The trip for me was so needed. You know, with all the things that had happened on TikTok, being attacked, being slandered.
So you said there was some drama on TikTok with you in it. Here's the thing. Every once in a while, there's a group of people on TikTok, they stay in some drama.
Right.
And you got caught in the drama. What is the drama?
The drama is that everybody wants to be the biggest, baddest, scariest priest, blah, 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 whatever.
Oh, I don't know about this drama. Go ahead.
So that's going to lead into some other drama. So that's one of the drama. Everybody wants to be, and I'm like, baby, you're not in competition with me. You got it. That's what I don't want to be.
If you want it, you can have it.
I'm in real rooms. I'm not a TikTok spiritualist. I don't like whatever y'all want to. You got it, boo.
What happened? You missing stuff. Tell me, what happened?
There's a lot of stuff that has happened. When you are at the top, you become a target.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and I became a target for many reasons, right? We can lay down all of the reasons, but because my platform is large and I have a very loyal following, as you mentioned in the beginning.
You do.
And successful, and I don't look like the struggle, right?
Oh, yeah.
So all of that plays into the thing. It's like so many layers, and I'm kind of like, where to even begin?
How does this happen?
So TikTok has, I talk about spirits called the Ajogun. And the Ajogun are like these bad spirits, or whatever you would call, because we don't have the devil in the traditions, but they are spirits like chaos, death, disorder, destruction, like all of these things, right? And so they operate on a frequency, and TikTok has this frequency where they can move really fast, and we call it rage farming.
Yes.
So you hear a thing, and then now you just want to be part of it.
Don't even hear the whole story. That ain't even what the fuck I said.
Right. And they want to be part of it because it gives them their 15 minutes of fame. They get the opportunity to maybe be on some big live with thousands of people that they've never had before. They're part of something, right? So all of these things. And maybe you didn't like me because you didn't like the way I talk. You don't like my little accent or whatever. Now you have the opportunity to tell the world how you don't like me.
I've been waiting, sitting
I've
on
been
the
waiting.
edge of the bed. Edge of the bed, rubbing your feet, waiting for an opportunity.
Listen, and one thing about TikTok is that again, this rage farming, right? People love mess, love drama, love da 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 da, right? And they take things and they take them out of context and they use it and all of this stuff. So they were hosting these lives. Oh, Voodoo Bae, and this one's crying, and this one's da 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 da, and all of these things. And I'm just sitting back watching this, like, wow.
Wow, how that jumped.
These are women that I have helped. So what ended up happening was, me and Aunt Karen, because they went on Aunt Karen and hosted this live, and say I wasn't on the live. I didn't show up. Like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. So I contacted Aunt Karen. I said, listen, I will come on your live. I will show you receipts of everything to show that these women are absolutely lying. And that's what I did. I put together an entire PowerPoint presentation of every one of their screenshots, their voice recordings, receipts of things that they had paid for and received, because my shit is in order, honey.
Yeah.
Voice recordings of them praising me and thanking me for changing their lives, for the spirit, the divinations that I had done for them, showing that I had done work for them for free.
But you were scamming them,
that
though.
I never once asked them for $1 or a dime.
You're lying.
No. That when they were told, okay, so divination is two parts. It's the divination and that is the abode, the work that has to be done.
Right.
Well, that work costs money. You have to buy animals. You have to buy things, herbs, priests, right? So if I tell you this is your abode, you have the choice to do it, pay for it or not.
But
I'm never going to contact you and be like, where am my money? And this is how they were presented. Showed receipts of all of that being a lie. None of them showed up to say anything. The ones that showed up got up there and were like, Voodoo Bae, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't say this. And
No,
Exactly.
No, because it wasn't an hour before I had receipts. Now all of a sudden.
No, it was not until I showed absolute
now
receipts.
All of a sudden.
Now it's hour. And, but it really shook me. And what the thing for me was, these are the same women that I'm standing on the front lines for. These are the same women that I'm, sacrificing my life to help. My time, my energy, everything. I stand on the front lines for these women, whether it's with the misogynists and putting myself out there, having incel groups and stalkers, because I'm protecting and speaking up for Black women. And these are the same women that are now lying, just bold-faced lying. And, just recently, one of these women, afterwards, she sent me a private apology.
No. You're going to shame me in public. Now you're going to send me a private apology. You could have kept it right in your little draft box.
She then just recently came back and asked for my help.
With what?
Her life.
What? No, that's your karma. No. Sit on it.
And I just, so this trip, circling this all back to my trip. When this happened, I felt like giving up. I did. I felt like walking away from everything. I felt like I don't want to be a working priest. I don't want to do any of this. I want to just go live my soft girl life and just say to the hell with all of this, right?
Look.
So, because I was very, very hurt. But going to Africa this time, it was renewed.
You needed it.
I needed that.
It rejuvenated you. It reminded you why you were in it.
Yeah.
It reminded you why you were in it. It's so funny because I felt that way when they did Lizzo wrong. After they did Lizzo wrong, I was like, what is the point of this?
What is the point?
Like one little accusation, one person says something wrong about me. Now all of a sudden I'm garbage, like nothing.
Right. And I said, sisterhood is a foundation for our liberation. I say that all the time. But I realized there was a piece that I was missing, like in my mentoring and my coaching. I was missing the piece about women healing so that they could be in sisterhood. One of the first panels that I hosted after that was healing the mother wound. Because many of us can't be in sisterhood because we weren't in relationship or aren't with our mother, and we haven't healed that wound. So we don't know how to love other women.
That's a very true statement.
It was a powerful panel. So this trip, it was, it reminded me, seeing those women go through the process, being a bridge for them to meet their destiny.
It refreshed why you do this in the first place.
Yes. I needed that.
It's so weird because there's a couple of creators, boy, they keep up mess.
Oh,
They keep up mess. What is the drama with I don't know his name, but he has the nose ring. He has the nose ring. He always wears a bandana. He's always in some mess too.
Janti.
I think so. He's always in some mess.
He's the king of mess. That's his platform.
That is his platform.
That is his platform.
I did not know that.
The unfortunate part is that people take it too far and they want to dox you and put your address out and send, do. But that is his platform. Mess. He's the king of mess.
He does keep winning. Every once in a while, his little screenshot is on somebody's live.
Oh yeah.
They talk mad trash about him, and he just keeps it pushing.
And one thing about me, I'm not gonna make a video about you. If there's one thing that I can do is ignore you to the degree you will wonder if you actually exist. I'm not making a video.
She heard me. Oh no, she heard you.
Yeah, I'm not acknowledging your presence. I refuse.
I'm getting better about it. I'm getting better. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting better.
And if I do respond, you know what I do? I will talk about the issue and not the person.
Yeah, you have to do that. Yeah, that's true.
Because damn you just want some attention. Because if you say my name, click, bites, people going to show up.
True. True.
And I'm not on TikTok to fight, especially black women. I'm not fighting black women publicly. Like, I'm just not doing that. I'll just block you and keep it pushing.
It gets really tough, though.
Yes.
It really does get tough because they come for you, boy. Ooh. And it's like, damn, I don't even know I said all that, but okay. Or it's just like, like you said, I'm on the front line taking these hits.
Yeah.
And then just like that, you turn.
Yeah.
Just like that. It hurts. It does hurt.
That really, it did a number on me. It took me a minute to bounce back, for sure. Like, for real.
I'm still working on that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what is the point of this? Like, if everything
Right.
I've ever done can be wiped away just that quickly, what is the point of doing any of this?
Right.
What is the point of being in the ring fighting if all of a sudden my belt's, like, it doesn't matter?
Because there's 1 or 2 or 5 women that you'll actually help. And I guess that's the point.
I guess that is it.
It did make me level up, though.
Yes.
It made me level up. Because, baby, now, when you come to get divination with me, you're signing an ironclad contract. There'll be no more of this nonsense. We will not be posting videos and things on TikTok.
Nope.
Or you will be sued.
Nope.
Okay? I'm ready. And thank you. Yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. Oh, the contracts.
Let's go ahead and work this out so this won't happen again.
The contracts are epic. I don't even play that. Everybody, when you come for divination, you sign an NDA, you get a whole protects their information as well as mine and all of that. We don't take these things to social media in this way. You get a series of things. This is your guarantee that you will receive these things.
Yeah.
It just made me lay it out because I had to catch up.
Yes.
So I had to realize, you have this public life, this public, person. You're also a priest. You have to merge this and kind of catch up with where you're at.
Because you have stuff to lose.
Absolutely.
And when you're dealing with the public like that, you forget that. The tricky thing with me and TikTok is I forget that TikTok is an actual platform. Mm-hmm. It is, people are making money off of TikTok.
Yeah.
It isn't just because.
Right.
But I forget that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just recording in my movie room. I'm just sitting here like talking about the latest topic. But you forget that, this is a business that people are making and losing money off of.
Right.
People are gaining and losing careers off of this.
Yes.
It's entertainment. It is, like you said, it is a situation where you have to level up.
Yeah.
And I've been looking at TikTok for the last couple of days, like, how am I going to level up? Because I can't keep doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I got to change the format.
What's the goal?
The goal is that I want this show, what we're filming right now, to blow up to a point where I can live off of this. Mm-hmm. And eventually, I'm hoping to film short films. Mm-hmm. But I don't think I can maintain being on TikTok the way that I am. Because I can't talk about so much on the same stuff.
Are you on YouTube?
I have this show on YouTube.
Right.
This one, but I don't have my TikTok stuff on YouTube. I got to move it over there, but I don't want to. I got to move it over there.
Yeah. And it's such a different audience over there. Different format, it changing. You know, kudos to those creators that are on all the platforms and can do all the different things. You know, God bless them.
Hard.
It is.
So I've been a fan of yours on TikTok for a while.
Thank you.
And I had posted a video where I woke up with scratches all on my body. And a lot of people tagged you, and I contacted you. Can you help me?
Yes.
And you sent me these supplies. What am I doing with this?
So, and for the record, these products are made in my temple in Africa. There are things in these products that you can't even get in the United States. Straight up.
Okay.
And the years of training of the priests, including myself, that goes into making these products. So, these. So in many traditions, we have like house cleaning or house washing, vanishing.
Okay.
A lot of in the hoodoo, they use house washes, like floor washes. So this is a way to smoke your house. These are, it's an incense, so you'll need like the little charcoal, the incense charcoals.
Okay.
You know, did I send you one? Because I meant to send you one. Okay. So you can go to any one of these little, you know, stores or even on Amazon and just
They look like little cones?
They look like a little disc. It's black. It looks like little charcoal. It's self-lighting. You light it, and then you'll take just a little bit, maybe this much, and you'll need like an incense holder or something you can put the charcoal on because it gets hot, right? And you'll put a little bit of this. You're going to open all your windows, and you're going to smoke your house. If you have upstairs, downstairs, you start up, you go down, you start from the back, you go to the front and out the door.
Okay.
And you're going to open the windows and then sit the disc outside of your front door and let it smoke around the front of your house.
Okay.
Okay? And this is to remove any negative spirits that were sent there, reside there, that you brought in there. So whatever's scratching you, this will kick them out.
Okay, good, good.
This is the TKO oil. Correct? Yes. Yep. Did you smell this?
Yeah, I did. It's strong.
It's strong. So this is the TKO oil. This you can use to anoint your doorways. So around your door.
Rub it on the doorway. Okay.
To keep things from coming in and across your threshold to your door. And you also can use this on your body. So you'll rub some of this on, but I suggest using it at night.
Before I go to bed?
Yes, because if somebody actually threw something at you, which being on TikTok is quite possible, unfortunately, it can cause you to purge.
What you mean purge?
Like go to the bathroom, this kind of thing.
Ah.
And that is an extreme case.
That means if somebody really did put something on me, when I put that on me, it's going to make me go to the bathroom.
It's going to bring it out.
I didn't need it to come up and come out.
Well, there you go.
Because the way this stuff be scratching me?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
other than the purge, is there any other side effects?
You could have dreams. Some things like your enemies or people that are doing things can be revealed in your dreams. So if you have a journal, keep it near you so you can write down whatever whatever comes to you.
Okay.
Use this for at least 9 days.
9 days?
I had to think about it. How many days for you? 9 days, and you just need a little bit. So use it for 9 days in a row, and then use it like periodically.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. I will do that. Okay. So I've been a fan of yours on TikTok for a while.
Thank you.
And I had posted a video where I woke up with scratches all on my body. And a lot of people tagged you, and I contacted you. Can you help me?
Yes.
And you sent me these supplies. What am I doing with this?
So the products that blew TikTok up.
Okay. Okay.
These are the ones that had those people coming in.
Really?
When I opened my apothecary, I don't know what it was. I think it was because like you can see the number of sales on Etsy. Because when my apothecary started blowing up, God, they were mad.
They can't stand success, baby.
Oh my God.
They can't stand success.
Now, mind you, all the 5-star reviews, all of the people like, oh, we love your products, amazing. This helped me, this changed, but this. But the hate, people who ain't never touched my,
don't
she's
even
charging this for
name.
that. I can't believe Still to date, they mad about. And for the record, these products are made in my temple in Africa. There are things in these products that you can't even get in the United States. Straight up.
Okay.
And the years of training of the priests, including myself, that goes into making these products, listen, whatever they cost
Is what they cost.
Yeah. So in many traditions we have like house cleaning or house washing, vanishing.
Okay.
A lot of in the hoodoo they use house washes, like floor washes. So this is a way to smoke your house. These are it's an incense, so you'll need like the little charcoal, the incense charcoals.
Okay.
You know, did I send you one? Because I meant to send you one. Okay. So you can go to any one of these little, stores, or even on Amazon, and just
They look like little cones?
They look like a little disc. It's black. It looks like little charcoal. It's self-lighting. You light it, and then you'll take just a little bit, maybe this much, and you'll need like an incense holder or something you can put the charcoal on because it gets hot, right? And you'll put a little bit of this. You're going to open all your windows, and you're going to smoke your house. If you have upstairs, downstairs, you start up, you go down, you start from the back, you go to the front and out the door.
Okay.
And you're going to open the windows, and then sit the disc outside of your front door and let it smoke around the front of your house.
Okay.
Okay? And this is to remove any negative spirits that were sent there, reside there, that you brought in there. So whatever's scratching you, this will kick them out.
Okay, good, good.
This is the TKO oil. Correct? Yes. Yep. Did you smell it?
Yeah, I did. It's strong.
It's strong. So this is the TKO oil. This you can use to anoint your doorways. So around your door.
Rub it on the doorway. Okay.
To keep things from coming in and across your threshold to your door. And you also can use this on your body. So you'll rub some of this on, but I suggest using it at night.
Before I go to bed?
Yes, because if somebody actually threw something at you, which being on TikTok is quite possible, unfortunately, it can cause you to purge.
What you mean purge?
Like go to the bathroom, this kind of thing. And that is an extreme case.
That means if somebody really did put something on me, when I put that on me, it's going to make me go to the bathroom.
It's going to bring it out.
I didn't need it to come up and come out.
Well, there you go.
Because the way this stuff be scratching me.
Yes.
Okay.